Aloha and welcome to the Friday Marketing Jam Session. I am your host, Tom Gaddis, with our brand new guest host, Richie Cronin. What's up, Richie?
Hey, Tom. How are you? How's everyone? Happy Friday. So it is Friday where you are. I used to do these calls and it was always early Saturday morning. So, happy Friday.
One day ahead. We used to joke, tell us what's happening in the future.
Yeah. Look out the window, it's raining.
Yeah. Awesome. I see Dorn in the house. Maddie, welcome everybody. What's up, Patty? Well, you guys are coming on. We have an awesome show lined up for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about cold email. We're also going to do some shout outs. We're going to take your questions. We're going to have a fun time. I'm excited to be back on the live show. I'm excited to have Richie here co-hosting with me. So I'm going to queue up the intro, and then we will see you back here in one momento.
It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to build your remote empire from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, they've finally returned. From the sun-soaked Sin City and the sandy shores of Maui, Hawaii, now back for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam Session. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks and Remote Millionaires, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Oh, listen to that crowd. Very excited you're here. Cameron, we're probably going to have to redo that intro for some guest hosts. Awesome. Wow. What they are fired up out there, Richie. They are fired up. Ready to hear you.
Well, it's been a big week.
It has been a big week, hasn't it? I mean, yeah. I wasn't here last Friday. I have been holy moly. I can't even explain how busy I've been. Well, Richie got a sneak peek, when I showed you my screens and all that stuff I had open and all the various things that were going on. For those of you that don't know out there, so right now my mom's dad is in town, so I have that going on as well. But while all that was going on for the past, it's been over 3 months for me, but for the past 3 months, I've assembled about 3 months ago, a little before that, I assembled a little team of people to help us work on becoming more effective with cold email. And, I had this idea of I think we can make this work, but I wasn't really sure how to do it. And about that time, I had been seeing Richie in our community sharing some of the results that he was getting with cold email and some of the things he was doing there and how it was leading to other services. And I thought, that looks really promising, right? So let's take that and let's really flush that thing out. Let's build it out. Let's make it an unstoppable cold email machine. And Richie's really been instrumental in that, along with Jason Moran, who's our automations expert and also one of our subject matter experts from Remote Millionaires. You and him have worked like crazy on that thing. Yeah,
we've a lot of hours. I had a lot of stuff to do with my agency businesses as well, and it was pretty much a full-time job for 4 months in getting it dialed in. I knew the concept was good, and I knew that key elements of it were working really well for me. But with Jason and you guys, we've been able to. Sorry, hang on, my lead kahuna is. Sorry, I don't know if that popped up on my screen, but I run Lead Kahuna all the time, so there's never a time to stop using Lead Kahuna.
Even while we're playing here on the live show, I love it.
Yeah, but we took the system. I had it been working on it for a couple of years, and I knew the process worked. And with Jason's help in the automation side of it, it's next level. I'm just absolutely flabbergasted at just how good it is. And it removes the whole barrier to the customers and having to go out there and just reach out to someone, and that fear of rejection that I think we all stumble across. The beauty of this thing is that I actually have customers saying, "What else do you do? they want to buy the things that you're offering. They're coming to me as opposed to me going to them, which is just amazing. And it's a game changer. Certainly would benefit everyone in the digital marketing space. It's a real game changer. I'm so proud of it and so happy with it.
Yeah, me too. Like, I'm super stoked. So I've been involved in this process too, along with Nick as well. And as you guys may or may not know, this past Tuesday, we actually did a special live training where we rolled out what we call the 90-day reach cold email machine. And so this training is all about cold email, the keys to success with cold email, how to overcome some of the biggest challenges, and then more importantly, like a real look at exactly what is generating success right now. And when I mean exactly what is generating success, I don't want to spill too many of the beans because I'm going to give you guys a link. You should go watch the training and the presentation. But, part of the cold email process, just to have any type of traction at all, the first thing you have to be able to do is get someone's attention, which means actually getting your email opened. And I show you, I think one of the slides I have in the training is a very brand new. So Richie's been, building out his business in Nashville. Now that he's here in the States, he's still got the New Zealand one cranking along. And so I had him take a screenshot of the very first cold email list he mailed in Nashville, and he got like an 82% open rate based off of what we're doing in reach. And then we walk through that process. So we kind of show you what that is, right? Like, how are we getting those open rates? And then how are we automating the process of engaging and follow up, and are we making money with this deal? Yeah, we have a paid offer we give them, and then we show you the 2 offers that convert the best. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on here. We can talk a little more about it later, but I do want you guys to go watch the training again a little later towards the end because I don't want to distract you now. I'll drop a link so you guys can go see the training. But the call itself was off the charts, and everybody that was there was just pretty much blown away by what we covered, what we showed, how this whole thing works and what it does. So super great job, Richie. And Jason, if you're watching or you're watching this recording, great job to you as well. And I thought, Richie, one of the things we're going to do, so we're going to do some shout outs first. But then I thought we should probably, like, one of the things that we didn't really get to talk a lot about on the training itself was kind of the higher ticket sales process of this. Which is an activation call. So I thought maybe we'd talk a little bit about that in a minute. So I love it. The team is, look at this. The team is sending me messages to make sure that I stay on top of this stuff. I hear a little bit of echo.
The place is falling apart. Yeah.
Awesome. And we'll Friday. Look, here's a from Ed. He says, listen to this, and then we're going to get to the shout outs. He says, help me generate just $200 to $300 per month. I'm from Pakistan. I'm desperately needing some income to support my studies. Gufan, $200 to $300 a month is not a crazy number. That's completely doable. Here's a couple of recommendations I would make to you. One, pay really close attention when we go through the wins sections of the live show every week. Also, look in the Facebook group to just see what services people are selling and what they're selling them for. And then if you don't know those services, learn them, right? And then, the biggest thing, the only way you're going to generate that income is doing outreach. There's no way around it, right? You're going to have to be doing outreach. So the quicker you can get to doing outreach, the better. That's usually the fastest path. So, okay, I see some people plugging away at the cold email machine. That's awesome. Somebody says I'm all in. I love it. Patty. Okay, Patty, we'll get to those questions in a minute. Let me run through the shout outs and then we'll go from there. So let me just make sure that I'm in we have the shout outs this week are awesome, Richie. I mean, they are pretty awesome. So here we go. I'm gonna share my screen.
I think there's one in there I've had a wee sneak peek of already. a very prominent RM member and coach. And the one that he had is just extraordinary.
Oh yeah, so, phenomenal, right?
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, phenomenal. All right, so awesome. Let's do some shark shout outs. I can hear my voice a little on your end, Richie. Do you have it playing through a speaker?
Yeah, hang on.
Maybe turn it down just a little. No biggie. Nobody else seems to notice. Oh, Shirley says echo. Yeah, I just hear it for some slight reason. Lee, your name does not show, but if you grant StreamYard permission, you will be able to see your thing. So, all right. So these are our shout outs. So first up, Sandy Smith. Sandy Smith picked up a 12-month contract for social marketing and GMB services at $15.45 a month. Now, I know we have that on the month, right? Folks, that's an $18,000, just a little over $18,000 deal that Sandy closed there. Awesome work, Sandy. Congratulations. If you've been watching, Sandy's been making a lot of progress in the Facebook group, sharing things like that. So amazing work. David Wheeler, bartering a website redesign for some work on his RV with a mobile RV detailing and maintenance client. That is
smart. It's very smart. Yeah, good stuff.
Well, that's a really interesting niche too. RVs. There's a lot of money in that niche. Those are not like low dollar things, and the clientele is very upper end. That's a really great niche to be in.
I've got a friend of mine in New Zealand who started an RV dealership, and he laid out $20 million to get into it. I mean, he's doing it properly, but that's the kind of investment that some of these places are making. So it's massive money.
Yeah, that's crazy. And what I love about this is also to Gufran, I hope I'm saying your name right, Gufran. This is a really good example too of how to get some traction to set yourself up for success to generate income. Because look, maybe you're sitting there and you're like, look, I really need to generate money, but you have you can't show anyone anything. Like you don't have a portfolio is the word I'm looking for. Maybe you can't show that you can get results or do anything. Setting up something like this where you do something at very low cost, a couple $100 or barter for something that is of value to you so that you can put a person in your portfolio is really a smart tactic, really a smart tactic. And when we talk
absolutely.
And when we talk about, because sometimes people come in there like, I have to make money right now. And that is extremely hard to do. What you really want to do is start taking these little steps and processes that will put you in the position to be able to generate money quickly. It's really hard to generate money quickly when you have nothing, right? When you have nothing. So much easier to generate money quickly if you already have a finished project that you can show people. And you can say, hey, well, here's a project I did. These are some of the results. I got much better. So anyway, excellent work. I don't know if that's what David's doing here, but I just wanted to bring that up because that's an excellent point. And what an interesting niche. So way to go, David. I know at the Nick Ponte agency, we got a vape client, VAPE. It's so funny when Nick told me, I thought he said we got a vape shop. But being from Oklahoma, I thought he said a bait shop. So I was like, what would a bait shop mean? He's like, no, a vape shop, Tom, a vape shop. So, okay. All right, let's go to the next one. This is Adam. Adam landed a website build, $750 for a retail business. Solid win, Adam. EG Buzz, one-time SEO overhaul of a brand new super simple website, $350.
Sweet.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Next up, we've got Pragya. Closed her first monthly recurring client at $2,000. This was really awesome to see because Pragya is a very new RM member, Remote Millionaires member, and really was just trying to get some traction and has really been busting her rear end to make it work and get some results, and finally closed her first monthly recurring client, $2,000. So awesome work. I think this is the one you were talking about, right, Norm?
Is that Storm and Norman?
That is Storm
and Norman. Looks like Storm and Norman to me. Yeah.
Storm and Norman. 2 new websites for a grape bean company in China. I don't know what grape bean is, but a grape bean company in China. 68,000 Canadian. which is $51,595 US. He also SEO and Google business profile for a concrete foundation business, 1650 Canadian, 1250 US.
Yeah,
that's a massive win. Way to go, Norm.
That's on the back of a similar size job that he has been doing the last couple of months as well. Which I think
this is the second one of these. He's close.
70, 80K or something. So
yeah,
I mean, the guy's on fire, but his process, it just enables him to do these things. And he didn't start out doing $50,000 websites. He started out doing $500,000, $1,500 websites, and he's built a really good client roster. He's kept on moving it up. He just keeps moving forward, and he's into the tens of thousands per job. I mean, it's just fantastic. It's such
the
great
thing
success.
about Norm, which is so great, Norm was one of our very first Remote Millionaires members, and when Norm came to Remote Millionaires, he had been working with a few clients, mostly smaller kind of clients, maybe a few medium size here and there. But the thing about what Norm had going was he was doing everything himself. And he was pretty much like at his wit's end. Like this is just too much. He's trying to do it all himself. And he's been able to take what we showed him in Remote Millionaires and model what we do in our agency. And man, he's just run with it. And to watch him grow and expand and do all that stuff. Because that's what happens when you have the right systems and processes in place. If you execute them, and I don't even really want to say can, because it's just a matter of doing it. If you execute them, then you can get results. And that's what's been happening to Norm. That's why we made him a success coordinator inside the Remote Millionaires program. And, he's super generous. He gets on calls with people. He shares his knowledge. He shares what he's doing. He helps people out their problems. So really great work, Norm.
I think one other thing about Norm is that, he's not scared of hard work. He throws himself into it. And I remember talking to him, in the early days with Remote Millionaires, and the guy would do, 6, if not 7, 14-hour days a week. He really tuned it out. He really did the grind. And that enabled him to build the process and build a very successful agency business. But he's a dedicated guy. He just gets stuck in and doesn't stop. And I think that's the kind of resolve. You bring that to the table, success is there for you. It's just a matter of getting to the top of that hill, and all that momentum will just carry it on for you. So
awesome stuff. Now we got Scott Meisner reported that his quarterly post. So Scott does the postcard mailer like on steroids. Like he sends out so many of these things. So he did 50,000 11 by 14 postcards. He got them mailed. A whopping 122 ads sold in 5 areas. And he broke another pure profit. I love those words. Pure profit record. The past 3 months, he made 36,000 and started working with a salesperson to expand to a 6th area. He's also landed website deals, design and print jobs, in addition to his monthly recurring revenue.
Yeah.
And that's awesome stuff, Scott. Yeah. Scott's got to make 36,000 in 3 months, because he's got like 15 kids over there. His family is beautiful. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting Scott when he came to Maui. Him and his wife, they take a trip to Maui away from the family, just the two of them, which is so great. And he came to Maui. I got to meet him and talk to him. He's just a super genuine, nice guy, hard worker. He was actually a teacher, and he had some graphic design background as well. And he's just really taken this stuff and ran with it. So excellent work, Scott. Lucas Sales, first ever win inside Remote Millionaires. Past client looking for hourly web edits after a rebrand, $850.
Awesome. Yeah, Lucas is really pulling in the right direction, and I think he's another one that we're going to see some big results come from Lucas between now and the end of the year. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, and let's give a shout out to Shishan, who puts these slides together for me. Shishan in the background making me look good, and I love it. This stuff looks great, Shishan. Excellent work. All right, next up, Nick Ponte Marketing. New SEO client, the vape shop I talked about, $1,000, plus a $2,000 a month Google ad client. It's a car recycling company, plus a downsell of the secret. We haven't revealed this yet. We have a secret monthly recurring service, secret $120 a month with low ticket recurring. So we'll talk about that. That's a combined total of $97,460 for the week of July 22nd through the 28th. That puts our grand total since the start of 2023 at $1,098,865. Boom, you people did it. We need a round of applause for that, because that, hold on. Let me find this. That is amazing. You guys did it. You crossed the million dollar mark already. Listen to that. And what are we? We're about halfway through the year. So we should be able to do another million to 2.5 million. So excellent work, everybody. Congratulations. Great stuff. And, to kind of segue into what else we're going to be talking about here, I'm going to show you guys this because Richie shared this with me the other day. So, and I'll talk about this because this really is I think this part of the cold email process that Richie helped us develop, really, it books your calendar with people that are interested in your services, and it really gets them in a buying mind frame. And so this is kind of, this is a part that we've really kind of like started to flush out and make more streamlined and more automated in the process. It was something that you just kind of did when you could, but now we've got it where it's a natural lead up to this for people that you, when you send out your cold leads. So basically you throw cold leads in one side of what we're doing. And then on the other side, you get people that are hot leads. You get people that have paid you are really hot leads. And then you actually get people that are on your calendar for you to talk to that are super hot leads. And a bunch of stuff happens through automation to really put it in the ideal situation for you where they're in the buying mind frame. They have all the information about you in front of them, just minutes before you talk to them. And so Richie was just letting me know that he completed the first activation call with the new system. He's been doing these for a while, but this was with the new system. He said it was like shooting fish in a barrel. He sold a $597 Fix My Google Business Profile. He sold a review generation cards for $50, new SSL certificate $200, and a new hosting for the website $240, which is to be continued. So all done in 10 days from them taking a free offer and then doing a $97 paid upgrade. And this was a completely cold lead. This is someone who never heard of Richie, his agency, anything about what he had going on. He dropped a cold list in. This person took the free offer. Then they took the $97 upgrade, and then they scheduled a call, and he sold all those things. And so in the training about how we're getting a 48% or higher email open rate, we go through this entire process and show you, how to automate it, what to do, all that stuff. So really, really good stuff. And you have a couple more of these coming up, don't you, Richie?
I've got another one after this live show. I've got another one with an accountant, and also I've actually developed the process a little bit further. I can't help myself. I also put it out there as you can book a call with me. Like a strategy call, a discussion call, just a find out call, and I got one back this morning, a mechanical workshop, and they service trucks and the likes. They've got 2 branches, and they're quite a sizable business, and they've booked a time with me on Tuesday to have a talk about their online presence. So. And that's someone I haven't even given anything to them. They haven't even got a free listing on their.
But when you said put it out there, what do you mean just put it out there? How'd you put it out there?
Well, I used the same system from Reach and the activation call.
Cold email of leads.
Yeah,
you loaded a list of cold leads, but instead of sending them our current thing, you just sent them an offer for a strategy session.
Yeah.
I smell an addition to the Reach email machine.
There is the work that Jason and I have done. We've actually kind of like, the Reach system is fantastic and it works. That's the main thing. We've got a whole set of things in behind it that will be like the 2.0. and all they do is add more value, they add more opportunity, and they create more customer interest. And it's the perfect sales opportunity. There's as I say, I described it as shooting fish in a barrel. It really is like shooting fish in a barrel. It's so easy. You know, you're not actually doing that whole salesy thing anymore. You've got people actually talking to you because they want to talk to you and they want to engage with your product and your service. I don't think it gets any better.
Yeah, no, I don't either. And you know, it's so funny. I was just talking to Nick and Cameron yesterday, and I was like, they were like, wow, you know, because they hadn't really, like, they are privy to what we've been working on and building, but they haven't really seen they hadn't really seen it until we like rolled it out on that training. So for them, it was kind of like, I mean, Nick was involved in some parts of it, but the whole thing in general, you know, the high ticket sales part especially. But anyway, so it was really, they were talking about like how great it was, and that it's just so awesome. And I was painting a picture of the future, and I was like, listen, guys, I can see it now. We can roll, you know, we can do, there's so much more we can do with what we've, like, this is just a scratch in the surface. Like, we haven't even started to be able to show what we can do, because, you know, we're doing one specific thing, like, and there's other ways you can do this and still have success. So, you know, if you're in reach, be excited, because I know there's going to be a lot of ongoing training and additional stuff that's going to be coming into that system. You know, it is moving forward going to be our prospecting process of choice for Remote Millionaires members. So when Remote Millionaire members come in, we're going to tell them, like, this is what you need to set up first, and we need to get this going, because it's just such an automated process. And you basically just, you know, you load in a list of cold leads, and then the next day you wake up and you open up your dashboard and you respond to people that want to hear from you. So we're going to talk more about this. I want to get to the questions on this next, but before we do that, Richie, I do have one more little thing I want to do, and then we're going to jump into the questions on this. So this is our member of the week. Member of the week. We like to reward somebody for taking action, being a good steward of our community, helping out. Today's member of the week is Mr. Check that out. Lucas Sales got his first sale in the program after reaching out to a past client and pitching him. Excellent work, Lucas Sales. Aww.
Is that Lucas with a meerkat?
That's a meerkat. How cute.
Wow.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So awesome work. You're going to get one of these Offline Sharks treasure chests. No one knows what's in it but the people that get it. And Lucas, somebody from the team will reach out to get your address, and we'll get that sent to you. So congratulations, Lucas, on being member of the week. Awesome. All right. So I saw some questions that came in, Richie. So I'm going to start with some questions, and then we're just going to go back through here. So I saw one that came in from Patty. Okay, so Patty said, Patty says, I have a cold email question. She says, I like using video email, but have been doing personally one at a time. Has anyone figured out how to mass email using video email? That's interesting,
yes.
Patty.
I've actually been doing that myself, and so look, Go High Level, which is something we use in Remote Millionaires. It's also part of the Reach system as well, and Go High Level gives you the ability to send out a mass email with a video in it. And look, I've spent most of my week this week on that very thing. I'm even using it for coupon mailers, so that you know, to get a time to go in and see someone is fine, but you know, knocking on doors is a great way to do a coupon mailer in a local area. But when you dial into specific niches, then all I do is qualify a manager's email address, contact number, etc., give them a call, and then I just send them directly a video email that explains what I'm talking about and stuff. And if they'd like me to come down and see them, let me know what time suits and everything else in that. And it's a very, very effective way of reaching out for a high value ticket item like a coupon mailer to a business. So yeah, the technology is there to do it. It works very well and can be done quite easily in Go High Level. But of course, it could be very easily added into your reach, outreach to prospects and customers.
To do that, yeah, awesome. So here's the next question. So a couple of things. I do have to say a couple of things about reach as well. One is because there is a work component for us, for anyone that comes into reach, meaning that there's an onboarding process for you. I mean, this is a fully built out business system, right? From working agency. So our support to help you get that up and running and all that stuff means that we couldn't just like open the floodgates and let, everybody in to reach all at one time. So we had to limit it to 50 members right now. Now, I know that we're getting pretty close to filling that. Like it's been going pretty fast. So again, I'm gonna put a link at the bottom. So what you should do, here's what I will say though, like, and I say this on the training, reach is not something to just be bought and studied. Like it's something to be implemented. So like if you don't have the bandwidth or the ability to implement it right now, then you shouldn't get it. Like you should only get it if you're going to take action and implement it, right? And if not, if you just want to see what the heck's in it and you're going to do your own thing anyway, just go do your own thing. Don't worry about what's in it, right? Like, but if you're going to take action and you really want something that you can spend, 30 minutes a day loading leads, building lists, and just load them into the machine, and it's going to spit out, people that take your free offers, that pay you a little bit of money for the paid offers, and book your calendar with calls of people ready to buy, then I think you should definitely do it. So I'm going to put this, where is it? I thought I set it up. Hold on one second.
I know when you said 50, Tom, I know it was Jason and I kind of sighed a little bit because we sort of thought, 20 or 30 people, because there is a lot involved in it, and especially in the setup and everything else in that. And then we sort of went, 50, it's a lot of work. But
not for, by the way, not for you that come into reach. Like a lot of that stuff is on our end. So,
but I think we've got really good processes, and the training is detailed. It's not just a quick look at it. There you go. You'll be right. Pat on the back, way you go. It really dives into a lot of details around these are the processes and the way that you make these things work. And as I said in our RM training yesterday, we talked a lot about building lists and cleaning lists, which is a major component in reach. And I said, look, when you've cleaned your list, clean it again, and then after that, get some sleep. Because if you don't rest up before, when you press that go button, you are going to get really busy. And it's not busy from having to do things and do this and all that kind of thing. Of that, you're going to be busy servicing customers and
replying to the people that have
actually really
right. I'm interested.
Yeah.
So I know that's a little bit of a surprise for people, especially if you haven't had any activity going on. But so I wanted to say that about reach. Just so you guys know, you can see the whole training and everything at offlinesharks.com/cold email. Don't go there now. Open up the thing. You can watch it. We're going to be done here in a little bit anyway. You can watch it then. But I wanted to go through some of these other questions. So somebody asked us, signing up come with an annual sub to Go High Level. So you do get a Go High Level sub account. So here's the deal. If you already have High Level, you can just load our resources and all the processes and things we're doing into that. And we show you how to do that in the training. If you don't have a High Level account, we will provide you with one. So, and there's no charge for that. You just get it, right? So it's got all the stuff already loaded in. I think it's a little easier if you don't have a High Level because, then you'll send us a lead list and we'll put them in. Anyway, there's some things there. You can see all that on the training. But anyway,
I could validate that too, Tom, because so I've got two High Level accounts. And one of them is a New Zealand business, and the other one is the East Nashville, where I'm located now. And because I had an existing sort of format, templates, all of those kind of things, it was very messy and quite confusing at times to find the right things in the right places. Whereas I come over to my my East Nashville one, clean and simple. It just had all the right things there. They're all in the right place, and it's really easy to use. So that's exactly what you get coming into it, is you get that nice, clean and simple, and away you go. And to be fair, if you've got an existing one, you'll just wind up deleting a lot of stuff out of it. So you've got the nice, clean, easy to follow workflows and funnels and those things.
Yeah, I'm not sure this has said, well, I still need Lead Kahuna if I get the Reach program. So so you can build your lists of cold leads however you want. So the system we've developed doesn't scrape leads, right? It doesn't build the list. We still have to do that ourselves, but we have fairly automated that process. Our lead scraper of choice is Lead Kahuna, but you can really use any one that you have access to, or you can buy a list. I mean, what's really important is what Richie mentioned earlier, which is cleaning the list and making sure that you're sending out emails to people that really have a good chance of replying, taking your free offer, paying the paid offer, and becoming clients eventually down the road. That's more important than the size of the list you're mailing and all that stuff. So there's a lot of, in the training itself, that if you go to offlinesharks.com/cold email and watch, you'll see a lot on this process. But inside the training of Reach, once you get in, Richie spends quite a bit of time on this and how to do it. And, we're doing some continued support calls that are going to start once this offer is gone. And the very first one is a call with Richie that's going to be a lot more detail about cleaning your list and focusing on that, because that's really what you should be doing when you jump into Reach. You shouldn't be playing with the software. You shouldn't be trying to set it up. You shouldn't be you should be doing any of that. What you should be doing is building a list. And if you don't have a list builder of choice and you don't have Lead Kahuna, don't worry. We worked out a deal with Strategic Marketer. They agreed to let us give all of our Reach students 14 days of free access, unlimited access to Lead Kahuna. So you can go in, just sign up for that trial, make as many lists, as big as a list as you want, and get some traction. And then, you're going to find it's going to be worth it to have. But it is our preferred tool, and most of our Remote Millionaires members, especially the ones that are doing any type of consistent prospecting and have success, use it as well. So it's kind of our preference.
Yeah, I've dived into others like Leads Gorilla and other ones as well. But I just find that the data points that come back from Lead Kahuna really fit the narrative for what I'm doing and what I'm looking for. Plus, it's a great system. It gives you so much information. It's not restricted in what it's delivering you. It'll Leads Kahuna gives you every single data point you can imagine, and some. There's so much stuff that comes out of it. A lot of it you don't need. But also those raw data lists, I call them, they are just a prospecting gold mine. They provide so much opportunity. It'll tell you straight away whether a website's got an SSL certificate or not. It's secure or not. It'll even tell you for a lot of them what kind of website it is: WordPress, Wix, other those things. And then it'll give you review data. It gives you so much that you can just say that's the service that fits this customer. And you're not going in saying, "Oh, can we work on your website? Can we build a website for you?"
When you don't even know if that's
because the problem. People are getting that every day from everywhere. They're getting the same old spam generic emails telling them that there's something wrong with their website or whatever else. And you're actually going in knowing someone's name, knowing their business location. You've got the detail and the credibility to be able to make that first impression. It's just an absolute gold system.
Yeah, and one thing I'd point out about that, Richie, because you really hit a nail on the head. When people one of the hidden, I don't even know if it's hidden, but maybe it's one of the things about the type of prospecting that we've always done in our agency that I don't know if we really have a name for it, or that maybe we just haven't been very clear in talking about this underlying thing that should be happening if you want to have really effective processing. And that is the idea that nothing in the prospecting process happens by accident. And what do I mean by that? Well, when most people prospect, they get a list of people. They just accumulate a list. They don't know anything about the list. They're just hoping there's going to be some people on there that are going to be interested in buying what they sell, and they put it out. We don't do that. Like if you really want to just freaking slaughter prospecting, then start with a list of people that you know have the problem you can fix. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that starts with building your list. So you start by, if SSL is the thing you're going to sell, or let's say all right, I know that anybody who books gets on my calendar that's interested, I'm going to make this offer. I'm going to offer them SSL. I'm going to offer them Google Business Profile. Like, I know those are the things I'm going to offer. I'm going to offer them a video, a free promo video. Let's say we're going to offer those things. Lead Kahuna will show you who doesn't have a video on their website. It'll show you who doesn't have an SSL. It'll show you who hasn't claimed their Google Business Profile, I think, or whether their local SEO is good or bad. So like those are the people you add to your list because you know that's what you're going to be selling later. There's no reason to add somebody that has crummy social media if that's not what you're going to be pitching. I hope that makes sense to everybody because it took me a long time to realize this. Like, we need to start with the end in mind. Like, okay, here's the thing we're going to be selling. We want to make sure everybody on that list is a fit for that. And the more of a fit they are for that, the better our results are going to be. Now, the automated process in the middle will weed all those people out, let us know who's interested to get that person there. But it's no accident that they show up to talk to you and you're offering them SSL, Google Business Profile, and that just happens to be the things they need. Like, that just doesn't happen by accident. You have to make that happen as the person prospecting. And this is the importance of building the list and cleaning the list that's why that's so important, because nothing happens by accident, right? By spending time doing that, which is a revenue producing activity, building your list, cleaning your list, by spending time and putting effort in that, you're going to see better results done here, right? And it won't be an accident that these people become clients. Like, it's a process. It's almost automatic. It'll just happen, right? So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I wanted to answer this question. What's the average response rate for cold email outreach personalized approach? So Backlinko did a study of 12 million cold outreach emails. 8.5% responded. 8.5%. That means for every 100 emails you send, you only get 8 responses. That's not people to buy. That's not people and the responses could be, stop emailing me, right? Like, I would guess probably 4 or more of those responses they got were, take me off your list. I mean, cold email, the way it's traditionally done, just even when you have success with it, the results are really crummy, in my opinion. So, and you'll see this on the training. A couple of our early testers of the Reach system, they were getting 16.5% or more conversion on their paid upgrade. So think about that. They are getting twice as many people to actually give them money, which, by the way, is automated in the process. The invoice they get sent and all that. They're getting paid by twice as many people than most people just get to reply. And we don't even know if those replies even turn into anything. I mean, it's really amazing. You really do want to go to offlinesharks.com/cold email. Check out the training. For this one, yes, there are live calls. They are going to be on Tuesdays. I'm not sure exactly when they're going to start because we're not sure how fast we're going to sell out of the 50 spots. So it kind of depends on that. So, but we'll let everybody know. We're going to do 1 call a week for 4 weeks. The first call is going to be mining for gold, which is the list building call. Richie's going to be on there. The second one is going to be about the software, about the automations and the process, diving a little deeper into that, answering questions on that. The third one is going to be about what I call extended follow-up. So we're going to give you some other ideas and ways to just with a little bit of minimal follow-up, make more money quickly. And then the last one is going to be high ticket sales with Nick about how, okay, like, look, we've got all this activity. We've got all this traction. Now, how the heck do we take this activity and turn it into a business, right? Like, what do we need to do that? So those are the calls that are going to be coming in.
And I think you know, the real meat in the sandwich, if you like, is the bit we get to. It's called an activation call, and that is where you have sold a premium listing, a featured business profile, I call them, and that's on our community resource site. And so you've made a sale already. I make those sales for $97. I think Dan's doing them for £49. So you know, $50-100 is the upgrade, and you get a really good uptake of those. And then the items that we're giving them, so we do a custom video. I do a content blog article for them as well, which I put on the community resource site and share that with them too, and a number of other things that we put into a package. And then we do an audit of their online presence. So we focus on their a little bit of light on-page SEO and a lot of Google business profile stuff.
And by the way, let me just interrupt you real quick here, Richie, because I want to tell everybody that's listening to this. This may sound complicated. It is not a complicated process. And we actually give you all the templates and everything that you need to do all this stuff. So when we talk about making a promo video for a client that is a $249 value to them, it literally takes you, you know, a few minutes to do it. There's a template. We show you exactly the whole process of all this stuff. So there's nothing for you to do on any of these things, from the offer to the fulfillment items. Like, we've already got it all done. You just have to use what we have. That's it. So go ahead, Richie. I just wanted to make sure.
And I think the other beauty of the system is that, you know, we send the customer, when they upgrade, we send them a discovery form. The system automatically does that for you. You don't have to type in an email and send it out and stuff like that. The system will automatically fire them off a discovery form. It'll also activate reminders as well. So it'll give them a reminder for a few days to say, hey, we really need that discovery form back so that we can make a really good profile for you and everything else. That when they send back the discovery form with their images and logo and all those other, all the information you need in there, you've already got the stuff you need to go and make the video. So we literally knock out a video in 5 minutes. It is not a hard process at all, because the customer's actually done all the work for you. And the beauty of the Go High Level, the reach system, is that every time that information comes back, it gets captured in their customer card. It's there in the same place where you can go and find it. And that's the same with the audit process as well. You sit down with the active form and you go through and you fill out the answers, and all of that information gets put into that customer record. So then, and this is the real crunch, we book the activation call. So they select the time on your calendar, book that, and you're going to phone them at that time. It's a 15-minute window. You make it 30 minutes if you want to, but I find if you make it 15 minutes, the system is so clever. Half an hour before that call, it sends them a link to their video and their profile, their listing on your community resource site. The other things that we add as well, like in our case, the blog article, the Google Business Profile Tips and Tricks ebook, all of those things. So that arrives to them half an hour before the call, except for the audit report, which arrives, I think it's 2 minutes before that call. So the thing they're looking at when you get on that call with them is the audit report. And in that report, we have a summary of what their key elements, their online profile are. And we have 8 recommendations, which is basically your sales page. You can sell this, this, and this. And you are talking to someone who is looking at it, they're engaged, and the conversion is just unbelievable. It's such a good system.
Yeah, and this is what, so yes, if you don't have access to High Level, we include it with this reach system. And but here's the thing, like, High Level is an amazing piece of software, but it doesn't do all the stuff that we're talking about. Like, you have to build all of these things out in High Level. And what most people are doing right now is they're just building stuff out and selling it to people. But we didn't do that. We took something that was working already in an agency, and then we're like, oh, let's make this even better and flush this all out with automations. We were doing a lot of this in our agency before, but we were using 5 different pieces of software, right? And it was a real pain in the rear because things didn't work. They didn't connect with each other. They didn't do that. So this gives us the ability to have it all in one place with everything that functions properly. But really, the value in this thing is the automations and systems and all the processes that we've built out from scratch. And I say this in the training, if you went to try to have somebody do this for you, I mean, I know what it cost us, right? And I know it would cost you well over 10 grand to just, even if you wanted to have somebody build this out. No point to do that though, right? Just take what we have and use it. So it is included there with all the stuff you need. And then, oh, hey, a big shout out to Kevin White. Kevin, welcome to RM, man. Kevin joined RM yesterday, Richie. He had just joined Reach a few days ago, and he was like,
welcome along. Great to have you there, Kevin. Enjoy the ride.
Go there and say hi. And then I want to get to some of these questions down here. Again, you can see the whole training at offlinesharks.com/cold email. So, Dorn says I build stuff and use it myself. So, Dorn, there is an audit template. So when you go through so Richie shows you, if you look in that section about delivering the audit, Richie will show you all that. So you just basically put in a few things and it sends out the template. So
yeah, it's amazing. And that, look, credit to Jason, because Jason, pulled that together. I said, this is what I want to do. This is the information I want to give to these customers. And Jason made that happen. He's a very clever guy, Jason. Yeah, it's an absolute gem. I think that just that audit process alone is a product that could just stand on its own. And it's such a smart thing to have in any agency business, because the customer wants that information. You're giving them exactly what they're after, and you're setting up an environment where they're actually wanting to talk to you and engage with you about these things. That win that I had this week. He's a contractor, and he gets 2 or 3 approaches, phone calls, otherwise, about his website and stuff every single week. And he's just sick of it, but yet he still knows he's got some problems. And I honed in on exactly what the key things were for him. And I spoke about it with confidence, and I'd already acquired the knowledge because I'd gone and had a look and done this audit process.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you need to be, much more focused in a local area as opposed to a larger geographical area. And that was exactly what his thought was as well. He's like, yeah, I really do need to dial it into these areas here. And I said, mate, we can do that by doing this, this, and this. And bang, he was sold. It was 2 minutes into the conversation, he was already sold.
It's like, how do you sound like you know what you're doing? By knowing what you're doing. Like, that's how you do it. And this allows you, like, having all of this information and doing these really simple things allows you to know what you're doing. So when you get on a call, it's not like I don't know what's going on. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, you can feel pretty confident in that. I saw, I don't know if somebody, I can't see who this is. So if somebody on our team can reach out to them in the comments and get them squared away, I would appreciate it. Cameron, Shushan. I want to get to a couple of other of these questions. If you want to see the training itself, offlinesharks.com/cold email, you can go there and see that as well. Yeah, pretty amazing. Some of the results are early beta test. I mean, Dan, and I think we teased this in the live show email, Dan Lesser, who was one of our very first beta tester. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. I'll show you guys this. So please hold.
Dan is also, I call him fast action Dan, because he gets out of the gates very quickly. The guy doesn't sit or sleep on anything. He just goes, bang, I'm into it. And he's away. I remember.
He's like a silent ninja in the background of RM. Have you ever noticed that? Like, he's just like, he doesn't really post a lot, but all of a sudden he'll come out of nowhere and be like, okay, I saw what you guys did. I implemented it, and these are the results. And you're like, holy moly.
That was Tuesday. It's only Friday.
He just, it's great. Maybe it's just really, I don't know if refreshing is the right word, but it's awesome to see somebody who, because I know how I used to be. Okay. And maybe if you're on this live show, you can relate to this. But when I get something, I don't just follow the process. I want to analyze it, and I don't know if that's right, and I don't know if that's going to work. And I just overthink. And that has held me back. That held me back for a really long time. And sometimes today it still does. The more I can set deadlines and things that keep me, and processes and routines that keep me from overthinking and just doing, the more success I have. So I don't know if that sounds like you, but look,
sounds like me.
Reach is set up so you can do it, right? So, and that's exactly what Dan did. Dan just went in and just followed the steps. Like, We gave him the exact same training. We've actually added some things to make it a little clearer and stuff like that. But he just went through, followed the videos one thing at a time.
And another guy, JT, did exactly the same thing. He followed the process. He just stuck to it, and it works. If you follow the process, it works. And I think particularly with reach, there's the temptation. I'm guilty of this so often. Is I look at something and I go, right, I want to make it better. And I want to make it better before I use it, as opposed to just use it. And make it better afterwards, but if it's already working, you don't need to make it better or try and improve it. You just need to use it. And that's very much how the reach system works. Even people that are sort of coming into the, early adopters and the likes, they sort of dive right into it like, oh, okay. And they want to play around with insight and stuff. There's no point in doing that, because you're not going to achieve anything other than wasting your time. And the more time you waste is less revenue. It's money you're missing out on.
Yep, which is exactly why we don't even give you access to the whole system and software right away, because we want you to take action. Like, this whole thing is set up for you to take action and get results. So, but look at this. You can watch the training for details on that. But check this out. These are a few different initial, like, really early blasts. So this first one, this is Dan. He did all this in 48 hours. So he got the cold reach machine. He built a list, that because we told him to do that first, and then he ran it through the machine. 44.42% open rate. 3.76 clicked his link. 75 took his free offer. And then he got a 16.5% response rate. So almost double the typical response rate. And I know this wasn't a very big list that he emailed, and he sold 4 upgrades at the time when he reported this. So, this other one in the middle, this is one, I think these last, I think, are from you, right, Richie? Richie, this is one he did where I think you sent out 3,000. This was like a list of 3,000.
It was 2,500, 3,000 emails, and we got over 200. I think it was about 272.
64.3% open rate. 260 took the free offer. That's 13.5% browse rate. 25 took an upgrade at $49. I want to do that's a 9.62 conversion, but listen to this real quick. I mean, 25 at $49, that's $1,225. Like, that's not like peanuts, right? Like, that is literally one blast, $1,225. So yeah. And this last one, this was a brand new one that Richie did.
Well,
where he
Tom, I've got a bit of a faux pas on my part. I should have updated these numbers for you way before this week. But the actual open rate from that blast was over 90%. I think it was 92 or 93%.
Oh yeah.
So it was absolutely right. That was the first time we sent to East Nashville, and so I think the click rate was about right as well. But we actually did 45 free listings from that first one, not 25. And we converted 1 premium, and then we've had another 2 come from that bunch as well into premium since then. So cool. It was even better than that. Yeah.
So let me talk. I want to answer a few other questions. So this is a great question. Somebody said, could you please talk about overhead, if any? Also, do we have to email through our server? So we show you how to do all this. So look, again, this is a working business system designed in the real world. Okay. We give you all of, like, we've worked out all the hard stuff, right? Like, the hard stuff is the automations, the sequences, the writing of the email. Like, you don't have to do any of that, right? Like, will there maybe be some normal, what would be regular business expenses? Like, you may need, you may find you want to set up a hosting account. You may need to buy a few domain names. Like, there are some little things like that. Like, there are some things like that, but there's nothing like, you're not going to get in there and then find out that you got to spend, a couple of $100. It's nothing like that. It's all very minimal stuff for things that are important to make the system, function and work. But this is even more important. This is even more important than that. Like, it's not an expense as long as you're emailing. It's only an expense if you freaking set it all up and then don't do jack with it. Like, if you're emailing, you're going to be getting responses. Like, I mean, look at that one Richie had, right? $1,225 just off of one blast. You know, yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody on here is going to be able to send out more than one blast a month, right? Even if you only make a third of that every blast, like it doesn't, like you're going to be able to cover your costs and have a little cash flow to keep you going. So
well, and that's what I use the you know, that premium upgrade, which I price at $97 now. Dan, £49. You know, it's sort of, it's that low ticket. That covers all of my costs, including VAs that make videos and do data cleans and all of those things. It's all paid for by selling those. So the sales opportunity that it creates, that's all the money that I make, because everything else has been paid for. The running of people, systems. There's only a couple of small things that you would want them as a professional agency. You're going to want to have things like a Canva account. You know, it's $150 a year, I think, or something like that. It's $10, $15 a month. You know, that you'd really struggle without having something like that, a tool like that in a professional agency. I use Mailgun, and certainly Go High Level integrates really well with Mailgun. I think that's $30 a month. So and I can send 50,000 emails a month through Mailgun.
Which is way plenty. Like that's hosting, a lot of emails.
You know, $19 a month, I think, for all my hosting for the sites over here. So there are small costs that aren't crippling, and I don't think you can actually run a professional agency without having those things in place.
Yeah, absolutely. So remember, you can go check out the replay, offlinesharks.com/cold email. We talk about all that stuff, so you can get more detail there. Patty, I'm not really reading anything business related right now. I have been, so next month, there's a huge, it's one of the biggest magic conventions in the world. It happens in Las Vegas. It's called Magic Live. It's been sold out for a long time, but I went last year and I bought another ticket because I was like, oh, it's pretty fun. Tons of people there. Like when I was there, David Copperfield showed up, and Shin Lim, who's a performer here in Vegas, and a bunch of Penn and Teller were there. Anyway, so it's just a lot of magicians. It's kind of like a Star Trek convention, only nerdier, right? So a lot of people doing card tricks and stuff like that. So because I'm going next month, I have been brushing up on some of my magician chops and reading a few things there. And then the only other thing I've been reading, and I don't have it nearby, is I decided I wanted to change up my fitness regimen, and I wanted to do something a little different. So for the past 2 years, I've been doing a like a CrossFit HIIT style training called F45. You know, a minimum of 3 days a week, but for a while I was doing 5 days a week. It's pretty high intensity, physically demanding, and I decided I wanted to do something a little different. So I found a book by Michael Matthews called Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. And I read that, and I just started doing that. Like today was actually, I'm doing the 5-day workout. He's got like a 5-day, a 4-day, and a 3-day. So today was actually my 5th day of the 5-day workout of week 1. So, and it's a different kind of weight training. I've never really done weight training like this. It's heavy weights, low reps, and a longer rest in between sets. So anyway, so those are the things I've been reading lately. So I haven't really read anything business related except some blog articles and things here and there. But man, that was a long-winded way to say.
Tom, you know that I do a lot of running and working out, eh?
Yep. Yeah, you've lost a ton of weight since.
No, well, running and working out, I'm running up bar tabs and working out how to pay them. Yeah.
You have lost weight though since you.
Yeah, I've lost I think about 130 pounds, about 60 kilos.
I mean, that's no small amount. That's like another person, Richie.
Yeah, and that's it's been 54 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a good journey, and you know, it's yeah, I mean, look, I think you have to, and especially in this business, you can sit at your desk all day, every day, and you don't get any sunshine and all of those things. You've got to get out the door, go for a walk, get some fresh air, but more importantly, I think everyone, if you get that exercise in, you make yourself mentally stronger, and you actually become more productive at your desk as well. So I'd recommend it to everyone is make sure you get your exercise in.
Yeah, and I want to make sure I cover this because you mentioned that we do a free profile on a community resource site, and I want to just make this very clear. Like, you get everything you need with our offers, because we feel like we tested a lot of different offers, and those have been the most successful, and we figured it would be a real disservice for you to not be able to use them, so we just include them. So you actually will get all of that included with Reach. So and our team will set it all up for you. Here's the thing, though. So, like, what will happen is if you don't have a community resource website, what you'll do is you'll join Reach, and then you'll go in the members area and you'll watch the training videos on how to build a list and the intro videos. You'll give us your info, and we will set up your community resource website for you while you're building your first list. So you don't even have to deal with that. You can just focus on Reach. I cover all that in the training. I'll get into that, but no, you do not need to purchase AGM. If you already have it, that can be a bonus. If you already have AGM, you may be eligible. If you already have AGM, you may be eligible for a bit of a discount on Reach. So make sure you check out the training for that. Just go to offlinesharks.com/cold email. So,
Tom, there was one other question I saw earlier and meant to get to it. Was someone was asking about consistent branding in emails. And look, the Reach system, you upload your logo for your community resource site. If that's what you've got, or your agency, you can do both. And all of the custom values built into the system, you put them in one time, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it again. So you get all that consistency with all your messaging. We'll always have your logo in the right place. It'll always have the unsubscribe button at the bottom. It's super compliant, and it looks super professional. So all of that is part of the system.
Yeah, and Richie tells you how to make those emails and everything look professional. And so one of the things too, and I want to talk this a minute, we've set up Reach so that you can put your favorite payment processor right into the system. And so with the Reach system, when we're talking about the free offers and the paid offers, that's all being handled through the Reach system. And
you can automatically send an invoice.
Yeah, you can even connect your community resource even more if you want. And I show you how to do that in the training as well. But the Reach system does it. When they say, yes, I want the paid offer, it automatically generates an invoice and sends it to them. And when they pay, it
10 minutes later, sends them an invoice. And then it also, for 4 times after that, it sends a reminder saying, hey, can you get started, pay the invoice. What I do, when somebody comes back and says yes for an upgrade, and it fires them off an invoice, I phone them. And I find every time you phone someone, as soon as they've taken the upgrade, they know they're dealing with a person, and you make that connection and they pay that invoice immediately. There's no delays, you get paid straight away. So it's a really good system. If after 4 days they haven't paid the invoice, it sends me an email saying this customer hasn't paid the invoice, and I pick up the phone and call them. So, it's a really good system, and that's the automation level that's in here. All of those things are taken care of. I use VAs, as I said before. It'll, even when there's a new free listing or a premium listing, it sends an email to that VA and says this customer is waiting to have this done, and it puts a work order in for it. So the whole thing is just fully automated. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know who this user is. Yes, it is included. If you watch the quick start guide, so very important, by the way, if you are already a Reach member or you are joining Reach and you join today, please, please, please watch all the videos from the first one. Start at the first one and go through them, because I cover all of this in those videos. There's a specific quick start video where I talk about exactly what you should be doing based on the current situation you're in. So I will tell you, if you have a community resource website, you should be doing this. If you don't, you should be doing this. And here's where you do that. So make sure you watch all those videos. It's in there. If though you still can't find it, just, contact support, offlinesharks.com/support. Let me scroll through these because I know we're going a little long today, but we'll wrap up here in a second. So yes, it's called the 90-day Reach cold email machine. So that is it.
It should really be called a hot email machine.
Right, Mr. Close-Up Magic. Yeah, I'm trying to sharpen up my chops. Okay, awesome. So listen, yes, Lee. Yes, Lee. Yes. We can help you out with that. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So John, listen, you personally can create as many as you want, but like we'll set up the first one for you. Our team will do that for you. But listen, I wouldn't be worrying about how many sites I can set up until I have my first one up and I'm emailing and generating income, right? So make sure we
don't be a Richie and try and cover the whole country in one go, because you'll delay yourself by 2 years. As I found out.
I mean, Richie tried that. He had like 27 of these things, and he was like, "Woo!"
I just made a rod for my own back. It was a lot of hard work, and it causes a lot of frustration. Whereas if you just focus on one and do it well. Also, the other thing with the Reach system, yes, you can do multiple sites, but if you're going to change from one to another name, different name, different area, those kind of things, you'd need to actually reset up all the custom values in your Go High level as well. And that is quite a process. So, just flipping from one to the next, you really need to just dial one in and really work it. And then if you move on to another one at a later stage, then that's great. You can reset it up and carry on again. But you wouldn't want to have 28 of them running at the same time. You would just be every day changing something, and it would break up the workflow. Wouldn't be productive enough for you. It's the juice isn't worth the squeeze, as they say.
Yeah, and somebody asked who fulfills the offer. So you do, you or your team, but we give you everything you need, templates and everything to do it. Like, we're not going to leave you stranded. Somebody said, so this is going to be the last question I can take, and then we're going to give away some money, and then you're going to have to go watch the training, offlinesharks.com/cold email. I've got it all in there. I show you everything that comes, how the system works, all of that stuff. If you already have AGM, this is probably the missing piece that you've been looking for to make this all automatic and just run on autopilot. So go check out the training. I will just show you. Hold on. Let me just show you this one thing. And then, this is just one little piece here. This is just one little piece of the assets that are in here. There's a lot more than this, but this is just one little piece. The automations, there's a ton of stuff. So go watch the training, offlinesharks.com/cold email. I answer all those questions in there. So yes, everything in there is custom built from us. You do have the ability to build out your own workflows, automations, funnels if you want. We include an upgrade funnel that we've already built out for you, but you can do that. So and let me do this last question here. So he says, I've always used AGM as his list builder. Yes, very easily. We'll show you how to do that. Yeah, it says, I've always used AGM as list builder by giving away premiums for free. Would I be able to change up the flow and reach? Yes, you could do that. If you don't want to charge them for the upgrade, you can edit those, and we show you how to do all that stuff if you want. My recommendation would be, though, I don't know who this is. You may want to try to run some leads through and just see if you can get some paid ones. Like, why not? Like, I know you're doing it for free, and that's awesome, but why not test it out? See what happens with the other one. So
yeah, and that's the whole idea of it is that you want that it's a foot in the door, right? So you've given them something for nothing, and then you want a small ticket sale because it is so much easier to sell to someone who's already bought from you. So a $50 sale, $100 sale, it's much easier to go back and sell $500, $800, $1,000 sales after that than it is to just go from free to $1,500. You're going to have a real pain point there. So the system works, and that's why I would always do that low value sale. But we offer it. Today I'm doing it for $97. It's over $1,000 worth of value is what they're getting, and that's a pretty good comparison to be able to put out there. And also, the one quick point on the temptation for the customer is that we send them that upgrade, and our normal price is $199. We discount it to $97 for them. We only do that for 72 hours, so we have a real call to action. And in the first 24 hours, we get quite a good response. But in the last 24 hours, going up to 72 hours, that's the one that really converts. So that the process is really well honed in. It's developed, and it works. We don't need to change it.
Yeah, and yes, the live show just is posted in the Facebook group, so you can see everything we talked about here today. So go to offlinesharks.com/cold email. Watch the entire training. Would love to see you on Reach again. We only have a few spots available, so make sure you go check that out. And then before we get out of here, we got one more thing to do.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
All right. Woohoo. Our two winners today are Doug Page and Patty Rutowski. Congratulations. We got some Cash App money coming your way. We will be sending those over to you. So that's it for today's live show. I hope you enjoyed it. Richie, you did an amazing job as my co-host. I really appreciate it, brother.
Thanks very much for having me.
Slack after this. Everybody out there, go watch the training, offlinesharks.com/cold email. If you have questions, let us know. We'll see you here next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel. Until then, stay safe and practice aloha, everybody. See you later.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam Session, your weekly marketing live show, always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote empire from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with the Remote Millionaires Podcast at remotemmillionaires.com/podcast and Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.